spoke of the shadows, the silence, and a fight for justice that had just begun. We told the story of a nightmare buried beneath a seemingly ordinary home in Bibb County, Alabama. But the darkness we uncovered was not a solitary horror. It was a single, terrifying thread in a vast, sprawling web. What began as a bunker has now unraveled into a web, a network so vast, it could be hiding in plain sight, anywhere. This is an update on the Bibb County bunker, a new chapter that forces us to confront an even more profound truth. Evil does not act alone. It recruits. It expands. And it hides in plain sight. When the initial arrests were made, there was a quiet, desperate hope that the horror was contained, that the 7 individuals arrested represented the full extent of the nightmare. But that was a fragile hope, an illusion shattered by the relentless work of law enforcement. Recent court documents and public statements have revealed a chilling truth. The Bibb County child sex trafficking ring was not a small, isolated group. It was a well-organized criminal enterprise, a network with tentacles reaching into the community and beyond. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office, in partnership with Homeland Security, is now actively searching for at least 15 more suspects. This isn't just a numerical update, it's a profound psychological shift in the case. The illusion of a contained crime has been replaced by the terrifying reality of a pervasive, deeply embedded network. The psychological impact of this expansion is immeasurable. It forces a community to look at its neighbors, its friends, its own institutions, with a chilling new sense of doubt. The question is no longer what happened in that bunker, but who else was involved. This revelation shatters the very notion of a safe community, showing how a conspiracy of silence and complicity can allow such evil to thrive undetected for years. As the investigation expands, the legal battle begins. Court proceedings have commenced, with key suspects entering pleas of not guilty. On one level, this is a standard legal maneuver. But on a deeper, more psychological level, it is a brazen act of denial. It is a further violation of the victims, a refusal to acknowledge the immense suffering they endured. The decision by the court to hold several defendants without bond is a powerful statement. It acknowledges the severity of the alleged crimes and the threat these individuals pose, not just as a flight risk, but as a danger to the very fabric of society. The psychological war extends to the very memories of the victims. The detail we revealed in our last report, that children as young as 2 were drugged, is now understood in a more sinister light. This wasn't just a means of control, it was a deliberate tactic to create psychological amnesia. By drugging them, the perpetrators ensured the children would have fragmented, blurry memories, making it nearly impossible for them to identify their abusers. This calculated act of cruelty not only erased their innocence but also systematically undermined their ability to seek justice. The fight for these children is not just against their abusers, but against the very shadows that were cast over their minds. The emotional and psychological toll of this case extends far beyond the victims. It affects the first responders, the investigators, and the community. Sheriff Jody Wade's words from our last report, that he believed they had reached the limit of God's forgiveness, take on a new, heavier meaning with the knowledge of a larger network. The fight for justice is a long and arduous one, fraught with legal complexities and the heavy burden of processing such immense evil. It requires an unwavering resolve, a determination to peel back every layer of the conspiracy until the last participant is brought to light. The ongoing investigation, and the promise of more arrests, serves as a testament to that resolve. It also serves as a critical call to action for all of us. The Bibb County case reminds us that the fight against child exploitation is a global one, and that a single report, a single whisper in the dark, can be the catalyst that brings down a sprawling network. The battle for justice is a marathon, not a sprint. We must continue to follow this story, to bear witness to the pain and the hope, and to ensure that the victim's suffering is never forgotten.
Breaking news from Bibb County. 7 of the 8 people charged in a child sex abuse case involving an underground bunker entered not guilty pleas this afternoon. ABC 3340's Gracie Johnson was in court today, and she has the latest of what we're learning this hour.
The more we learn, the more chilling the details seem to be. And Friday's hearing painted a disturbing picture of what investigators believe happened to these children over the span of several years. Investigators also revealed that they have evidence that leads them to 15 to 20 still unidentified people who paid to enter the bunker. Bibb County investigator Justin Hobbs testified 2 of the child victims, who were in DHR custody at the time, first revealed what they called the secret bunker, saying they learned sexual behaviors there from suspect William Chase McElroy. Hobbs said multiple victims, some as young as 2 years old, described being touched, whipped with belts, and shocked with electric dog collars. One child said she was forced to perform sex acts while some of the suspects laughed, took pictures, and video. The 8 defendants face charges including rape, sodomy, human trafficking, kidnapping, and sexual torture. Assistant District Attorney Brian Jones says they are charged under Alabama's accomplice liability law, meaning prosecutors allege each suspect participated in or enabled the abuse, even if they didn't commit every act themselves.
Rarely do you have rapes and sodomies that fall under the complicity and the accomplice liability, but in this particular case, they were all involved in some degree to the abuse and to the rapes and sodomies and human trafficking and everything involved.
Hobbs testified some of the defendants admitted in interviews to drugging children with GHB, liquid ecstasy, and other substances. Those details came from the defendants themselves, not from toxicology testing. He also confirmed investigators have not recovered any of the alleged videos described by the victims. All 5 defendants in today's Anaya's Law hearing were denied bond. The 3 others remain in jail on no bond. In Bibb County, Gracie Johnson, ABC 3340 News.
Surrounding DHR agencies have stepped in to help with the investigation. Investigators say the child victims have been removed from Bibb County out of an abundance of safety. The investigation is still active and more arrests are possible.
The shadows have deepened, but the light of justice is growing. This is a story of a hidden evil, a tireless pursuit, and the unwavering hope that the innocence of children can be reclaimed. If you believe stories like this must be told, share this video. Subscribe to follow every new chapter as we continue to expose the crimes hidden in the shadows. This is Truth in Shadows, State Crime Archives. The fight continues.